Do you feel the vibes?
What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin, and welcome to my Spider-Man Homecoming review. Now, there won't be any spoilers in this video. Those will probably come, by the end of the weekend. I'm gonna get together with the guys after they've seen the movie, and we're gonna talk about spoilers, future movies, all that. We're gonna discuss all that, Easter eggs and all that. But I just wanted to quickly get out because recently I just came back from the movie theaters and tell you what I thought about the movie. Now, coming into the movie, I was a huge skeptic after seeing the first trailer. Even things in Civil War I didn't like, but after it, I was confirmed, this actor really did a good job as Spider-Man for what we saw in Civil War. The whole witty banter, he definitely got that right. So coming into it, I felt as though he's probably more than likely do a good job. But it was, it was some things that did have me pretty much a skeptic. If you follow me on Twitter, you definitely know that. But after coming out seeing the movie, I can say this is a good movie. I still have some gripes with it, which I will get into with this video. But I'm going to start with the good things. And at this point, you almost sound redundant, saying, the stuff like the sound, the visuals. Of course, those things are gonna be good. High production value. These Marvel movies, of course, with like DC, these movies have high production value. So things like the sound effects, the music, CGI, all of the different visuals, choreography, action scenes. All these is really well done. Different camera angles. All of it's gonna be done well. But I feel as though I have to mention it every time because that is an aspect that you see. When these movies are using visuals, that's what you see. And they have to be done well for you to really get into the movie. And I felt as though yet again, they were done well. And other things I did like. I liked. We can get into the actors. The cast. Tom Holland as Spider-Man, he did an amazing job. The witty banter, when he's fighting, he had all that. The humor was there with majority of the cast. The humor was definitely there. But him as Spider-Man, him as Peter, I think he did really well. Michael Keaton as the Vulture was great. I expected. I came into it, I was like, oh shit, they cast Michael Keaton as the Vulture. He's going to be great. And he was great. I mean, he did a really good job. Whenever he was on screen, you just really got into that scene because this guy oozes charisma. And it was great. It was great when he was on the screen. I liked pretty much everything he was in. He just came off as creepy as hell. And, in certain scenes, he came off as really creepy. And he really sold his character. He really sold his character. And people are now going to start talking about the Vulture, who was a lower tier Spider-Man villain, but he's definitely going to move up there because Michael Keaton put on one of the better villain performances in the entire MCU. And that's crazy seeing that we're about 17, 18 movies in, something like that. So we're quite a few movies in, and you can barely count on one hand the amount of good villains in the entire MCU, which is definitely not a good thing, but the last two MCU movies have had good villains, so hopefully they keep this trend going because they've done. Spider-Man, like I said, adds to the Vulture. He adds to that. Robert Downey as Iron Man. Come on, we knew he was gonna be good. It's Robert Downey. We've seen him so many times as Iron Man. He did an amazing job. We expect him to be good. I believe the name was Laura Harrier as Liz Allen. There's Peter Parker's love interest in this movie. Great. She did a great job. And I would say I'm going to talk about some ones that I didn't like. So if it's not any ones that I didn't like, I would say for the most part they were solid. I mentioned the humor. Humor was great amongst the majority of the cast. The story, huge plot twist, which of course I won't I won't talk about that. But huge plot twist. I want to say last quarter of the movie or something like that, and it definitely ups the grade. More emotion. This movie did have it. It was majority lighthearted, through the majority of the movie, but it definitely knew when to get serious, and it did a really good job. And there was a part in the movie where I was like, the parts in the movie, especially near the end, where I was like, yeah, that's something that Spider-Man, comic, cartoon, or otherwise would have definitely done. And it really felt like, like I said, really felt like that was something Spider-Man would do. So kudos to, the writers and, the actors that were involved with those particular scenes. Great. All that was good. Story, well, I'm gonna talk about things I didn't like. Starting with the cast that I didn't like, I felt as though it felt flat. Ned, who was can't remember the actor's name, but he was like Peter Parker. He was Peter Parker's best friend in this movie. I didn't like him. Maybe it was the actor, but I really didn't like him. He came off as annoying. He had some scenes that were good, but for the most part, he was annoying to me. I'll just be honest. He was annoying to me. I'm pretty sure I'm in the minority with that, but I didn't like him. The actress that played Aunt May, man, that ain't Aunt May. She was definitely the worst casting in the movie. Wasn't on screen that much to really say, oh, that was the issue, but to me, Aunt May is really important to Peter, and I cannot remember her name, but I've seen her in other movies. I didn't like her at all in this movie. Easily, to me, the worst casting choice. And, this is a lot of people saying Ned was, which, looking at the comics, yeah, he was, but she was definitely worse and being in less scenes. So it's definitely a casting blunder to me. Next, outside of that, everybody else was solid. Of course, outside of the ones that I said was good, and outside of the ones I said I really didn't like, but everybody else was solid. One thing, the biggest one, the whole Iron Man being Peter Parker's mentor. Yes, Iron Man isn't in a lot of the movie. The trailers are completely used for advertisement. Scenes in those trailers, not in the movie. It was completely used as advertisement for, which honestly I don't feel like they had to do. It's fucking Spider-Man. They didn't have to include Iron Man at all in this movie. But obviously they wanted to make their ties to the MCU or whatever. So, that's fine. But in the actual movie, Iron Man still is really important. And if you've seen the movie, you know why. He's still this mentor, father figure, which it rubs me the wrong way with that. And the fact that Spider-Man didn't create the suit that we know him for in the MCU is ridiculous. Yeah, he does create the web shooters, and that's definitely something I can give it over the original movies with Tobey Maguire. The whole organic thing, didn't like that. But the web shooters, great. You see different types of web shooters, but the whole Stark Tech suit, the fact that he didn't create all this tech, he didn't create all the gadgets that we knew he created later. It was Iron Man. And that's what we will forever remember. And we'll assume now that Iron Man, especially casuals, they assume now, Iron Man made all this stuff for him. The only thing Iron Man's ever made for him was the Iron Spider suit. That's because he didn't have the funds to make something like that. But all the other stuff, the different types of web shooters, what he could do with the web, he did all that. So that kind of annoys me that Tony was so important with that. Tony, that definitely annoys me. But I'm trying to think of different other things I like. For the most part, it was good. I could definitely point out the whole high school thing. There was some parts in it, man. I just shake my head at some of the high school stuff. But that's just me, man. There's people that probably like that. That's just me with the whole high school, the whole high school stuff. I would prefer Peter being out of high school, college days. And it's no matter what version of Peter they use, he's always relatable. He's in high school. He's just a kid. He's a kid trying to get through school, and then also having the whole Spider-Man persona on his plate. At college, he's a broke college student. Pretty sure a lot of people been there, done that. So definitely easily relatable, no matter how you use him. But maybe, like I said, it's just me with the whole high school thing. But like I said, for the most part, outside of the grievances I did have, everything else was done well. Comparing it to, all right, first I'm gonna give a score. I'm gonna give an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna give it 8 out of 10. Where would I rank this? Honestly, I would rank it as, this is gonna be tough because this ranking could change, but I'm gonna rank it number 2 out of all the Spider-Man movies. I still got Spider-Man 2 higher just because that movie had emotion throughout. That movie had emotion throughout. And yeah, that's some missteps in that movie. Some missteps in all these movies. All these movies are pulling from the source material and kind of changing things, using things from different source materials, and then doing things differently. So, but Spider-Man 2 definitely had that emotion. But I'm ranking Homecoming right below Spider-Man 2. It is a good movie, despite the grievances I had. I think everything else is done really well. And the sequel's gonna be even better. I feel as though the sequel's gonna be even better. We'll have to see what they're gonna do with this next movie, but I definitely feel as though the sequel's gonna be better than this original one. Well, I'm hoping so. But if you like this video, well, first tell me what you thought of the movie. I'm gonna come back with the spoilers. I'm waiting for MG and Mitch to see the movie. But let me comment down below. What would you? No spoilers. Please don't do spoilers. It's gonna be saved for another video. But I guess did you like the movie? And of course, what would you give it a ranking on a scale of 1 to 10? If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.